Hey, it's Jeff with ID10T Garage, and we're back getting to work on the 69 Mustang Sportsroof. Now, in this week's episode, we're going to go ahead and start working on the rear filler panel. I got a new piece in there, so we need to remove the structure that holds the filler panel on and get it, aligned back up. Then we're going to work on the outer wheel housing on the passenger side, and then we have to refit everything and start getting everything in place so we can confirm our fitment again. So we have to kind of go right back through the process of making sure everything's lined up. So let's get to it.
In my veins, I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stop.
Alright everybody, now that I'm back from the power tour, it's time to get back to work on the Mustang. So first thing on the agenda is we got to start working on this right here. I got a new piece, so I'm going to go ahead and start grinding this down to find all the spot welds so I can remove this and install the new panel. And then we'll go from there. So let's get to work. Alright, so I've got it all put in place, got my little brackets on here, about a shit ton of sheet metal screws I've put in just to make sure it's nice and secure and where I want it to be. I still got to test fit everything else. I'm going to have to go ahead and put the quarters and everything back together to make sure this aligns right. I've already done some measurements from here up to where essentially those little spots on each side where my louver's attached, and they're about the same distance. So, but this feels a lot more structurally sound now that this is back in and not the crusty one over there. So, but I've got to recheck my trunk and the quarters, and I got other things to do as well. So before I can refit everything, I also have to fix this gap with the door, because the fender's in about as much as it will in the top, so I'm gonna have to fix that at the part of the hinge of the door. So that's a big part of getting these quarters aligned right. So I'll have to do that and work on this door before I put this quarter back on. But now back to work. So see you later. All right, back out here to get to work. Because I need to get these panels back on so I can start fitting that. I want to get this door aligned properly. So I'm going to go ahead and bolt down the fender the rest of the way. That way we make sure it's where it needs to be and it's not going to move at all. Then start aligning the door. So it's pretty much popped out a little bit right here. So I need to push this door out. And doing so, I'm sure it'll adjust the angle and I'll have to adjust everything else. But, you know, start here. Hopefully I'll be able to just open the door and loosen the 2 or 3 bolts on this top hinge, and then push it out and see where we get. So that's what we're doing. All right.
Emotional, damn it!
All right, I was able to push the top of the door out a little bit and then adjust the fender a little bit more. Now I don't have the inner screw in there, so I can push this in a little bit, but the line's pretty good, the gap's pretty decent, a little bit touchy right there, but we should be able to work with this. All right, now that so we got those doors aligned, I think what I'm going to do next is work on this wheel housing. Because what I was running into when I had everything together and I tried to get the ends back in here and fit right, one, I had a couple gaps. Two, this spot right here, I was like having to really force it back in, which tells me something's tweaked. So I'm going to go ahead and try to take this whole thing out. So I'm going to clean up the little areas here so I can discard the spot welds and start removing spot welds, and then start separating it, because I've got a brand new pan right here. I'm sorry, wheel well. So time to do that. Alright, we've got it somewhat fit in there. Got the bracket where I think it needs to be. Yeah, it's a lot more work than I expected. I mean, I knew it was going to be a pain in the ass, but that right here is all sorts of fucky. So, because of all the weird stuff, I mean, I still gotta, tweak it a little bit, and I'm sure I need to tweak it once the quarter is on, so I'll have to fit it. But, we've got some gaps from bad metal work, so the lip is a pain in the ass, to say the least. So I gotta figure a few things out, but we're making progress. All right, back out here, guys. Now, I still got some of this lip on the inner wheel housing I got to get off, so that's pretty much what I'm about to start working on. I've got everything fitted, but the lip is still there from the other outer wheel housing. Mostly, I mean, it's a pain in the ass to get this roll weld off, so bunch of grinding. Later. All right, we got everything ground down. I fit it back in place, put a couple screws in there. I got one screw in the center and one on the bottom side towards the rear, and then a clamp on the front, because I'm going to tweak it. Basically what I'm about to do is I'm going to put the quarter on and get it where I want it to be, and then put some screws into it. That way we've got it right where I want it to be, and then I'll take it back off, put some self-etching primer on it, and get it prepped to weld. I'll do another fitment before I weld it, but either way, that's what we're doing. Well, I got everything fit as far as the wheel well goes. Got a couple screws in it, so now I can weld it in place. And then I was just messing with the quarter panel some more. I cannot get this door to line up right. I've got the lines lined up as far as the body line. It lines up pretty good, but it's sticking out some right here. And no matter what I do, I cannot get it to sink in more. And it's getting frustrating. And I even pulled the quarter out a little bit at the top, not much, just to give it a little bit more room. But the alignment is just not working, and it's pissing me off. And it could be because these are aftermarket doors. I heard a lot of people say they had to wallow out the piece to get the actual door latch to fit in, which I did have to do as well. So it's kind of one of those things. Is the latch a problem? Is it not in the right spot? Or is just something off alignment? Because when I take the latch out, it closes perfectly. I can get it to line up very nicely, but as is, I can't. So it seems like the door striker is my issue, and I'm wondering if I need to just cut the latch piece out and weld it back in with an adjustment, because it would seem maybe I need to raise it up a little bit. I just don't know. Thanks everybody for tuning into this week's episode. As you saw, we went ahead and got the outer wheel housing fit. We got the structure fit for the actual filler panel, and now we got the quarter panel on, and we're starting to get things lined back up. There's some issues going on where I need to get the door alignment properly fit with the fender and with the quarter. So I'm still adjusting that to make sure it's in the right spot. I've already had to pull the quarter out a little bit at the top. I think I need to pull the door out a little bit more at the bottom at this point, but we'll continue working on that next week. So in the meantime, like, subscribe, comment, and we'll catch you next week.
In my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping out.